Guys, the leftists are plotting a revolution online. They are working to stop ICE from being able to deport illegal migrants. They're trying to keep DEI around, and they are working to oppose Donald Trump's executive orders. And they're doing it all under one secret hashtag, CuteWinterBoots. Let's talk about it.
What?
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. And yes, today we're going to be talking about hashtag CuteWinterBoots. This is something that I've been seeing picking up steam online as leftists all move to this hashtag to share their political ideology and strategy under this current Trump administration, where a lot of them are very unhappy. The hashtag CuteWinterBoots is being used in a season of their life in which they feel as though their information is being censored online. They feel as though they can't freely talk about how they feel about this current administration and their response to this administration's executive orders. Most importantly, the fact that Donald Trump is planning mass deportations here in the United States, and those are already being rolled out. So leftists are finding ways to discuss how to subvert these executive orders that are taking place right now, and they're doing it under the hashtag CuteWinterBoots with the assumption that by tagging something that is sort of inconspicuous, these videos will be able to fly under the radar of the algorithm, go viral, and leftists can discuss their strategy with one another. Now, the CuteWinterBoots thing is really like grown legs of its own and run off with itself. If you ask different leftists what the CuteWinterBoots hashtag is for, you'll get a different answer virtually every time. But it seems as though the through line is sort of revolutionary ideas being radicalized by this current administration, the protection of illegal immigrants, and overall the sharing and dispersing of leftist ideology, ideas, and political updates. So if you see a video or post online with the hashtag CuteWinterBoots, that's pretty much what you're getting yourself into. Now we're gonna go into some video examples so you can see what I'm talking about. This first one says hashtag CuteWinterBoots, and the video itself says Seattle's cute winter boots with 3 kissy emojis.
Democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what.
All right, super revolutionary. A group of leftists going out in the street with signs to scream, and I say this in this facetious way because I used to be one of them.
And gun violence need to be assessed from every angle.
And I know how this goes. 99% of these people go out in the street, they make their little cute sign that has some ridiculous saying on it, as I did in the past, and then they go home at the end of the day and they scroll on TikTok for the rest of their lives. And they accomplish virtually nothing, but they pat themselves on the back as if they have, because they went out in the street and they screamed for like an hour. And I guess that does let off a little steam. It allows you to network and meet other people who are maybe kindred spirits and share your ideology. But I can nearly guarantee that this accomplishes virtually nothing. As somebody who committed this act myself, I understand you guys, I understand what you're doing, but I've got to admit to you, you're not doing much. We're gonna read the comments though. There are a lot of people who want to share this sentiment, and they also have cute winter boots of their own, apparently. This one says, nice, cute winter boots. Somebody else says, we all need cute winter boots in this cold weather. And this last one says, this is the best sale on cute winter boots. I've also seen some more violent uses of this hashtag. A lot of people are insinuating that cute winter boots is sort of an acknowledgement that people are arming themselves and staying strapped in this time of revolution. Now, I don't know how many people are actively taking that all that seriously. It seems like the majority of people who are using this phrase online are just people who feel like they're committing some sort of action of revolution in doing so, when in reality, they're just sharing a hashtag on TikTok. But as I said before, this phrase has taken on many meanings. Let's watch another TikTok of somebody explaining what it means to them.
Let's talk about cute winter boots. First things first, as a point of clarity, if you're asking yourself, what is this? What does this mean? I'm going to tell you straight up a bunch of different things to different people. Different meanings are going to be communicated differently by different people in different ways. Some people are talking about safety and self-protection. Some people are talking about finding and developing community of aligned people. Some people are talking about like using your voice and staying informed. Some people are talking about protecting people from ice cream trucks and the dangerous people involved with that.
And of course, ice cream trucks is ice, because we can't say anything straight up on these apps anymore. They claim because of censorship, but I don't know. We'll see.
Like who, what, where, how, when, and not necessarily why. We know why. Collective action, perhaps. I want to offer this point of clarity because I know for some people this is more about self-protection in certain very specific ways. But I'm starting to see a lot of like conservative creators on here talk about this trend and run with that narrative that a lot of us are, you know, planning on using very extreme ways of protecting ourselves and others against ice cream truck people. And like, I'm starting to see some narratives that probably are not going to serve us and may escalate situations. So I just want to like put a point of clarity out there for everybody that this conversation, I think, diverges in a lot of ways, and it's not just about ways of defending yourself in extreme ways. Here's the thing, if you're looking for communities that know how to get through moments like this, they already exist. They already exist. Go out into your communities. I know people are saying this, but like, we don't need to create it before we go into it. It already exists. Let's not pretend that like, you know, organizations of people that have been advocating against this and tracking this and preparing for this don't already exist and haven't for so long. Look for what's already there and then reinforce that existing infrastructure with the resources that you have. Not all of us have to recreate the wheel, especially when it comes to, you know, trying to figure this out as a group and not the whole like self-protection element of this. We want to make sure that we are not just exhausting ourselves because we think that we have to create everything from scratch. Ultimately, these are just my thoughts, so correct me if I'm wrong.
I can guarantee none of these individuals is exhausting themselves. And if they are, the exhaustion is coming from their own state of mental delusion as to what's happening in this country right now. The amount of lies that I've seen circulating on the internet in regard to this administration and its executive orders have been absolutely insane. And if this is the basis that you have for this whole cute winter boots trend, you're gonna be just fine. So I don't know, just sit around and wait it out, which is what these people are going to do anyways. Let's be honest. They may share this super revolutionary, radical idea on TikTok, but then they post it, they close the app, or they just continue doom scrolling on it for the rest of their days. You might get a handful of people who actually turn some of the sentiments that are shared in these videos to action, but I can guarantee it is not going to be the vast majority because I know this group of people. I was in this group of people. So I guess we're going to see what happens on the other end of this. But another thing that happens with leftist ideology and these sort of trends that happen within leftism and within woke culture is they run away with themselves. Now the cute winter boots hashtag already means a million different things and it's been around for what, like a week and a half? So you guys clearly have no centralized plan as to what you're doing here. You're just screaming out your frustrations into the ether, getting 100,000 likes on it, and then feeling as though something has been accomplished on the other end of that. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go for you guys, but it doesn't seem like there's any sort of clear message in what you are intending to accomplish here. But fill me in if I'm wrong. This cute winter boots thing seems to be the equivalent to the 2020 Black Square. Everybody's just hopping on the trend, sharing things, feeling validated in that pursuit because they've shared something, and then going on to their next subject. And I gotta say, I'm a theater kid, so I can appreciate theatrics and drama, but you guys are doing a little bit too much. You are screaming, crying, throwing up online over this administration. You guys are acting like you're revolutionaries and that you're Katniss Everdeen and this is the Hunger Games, which if you think that's happening right now, you need to reread the books because you've missed the message there. You guys have been doing this for quite some time. We saw the Just Stop Oil leftists where they're spray painting things and super gluing themselves to the Starbucks counter. We saw it during BLM with the black squares and the constant bowing down at the feet of black people. And now it's this cute winter boots thing.
Yeah, hi, this is your daily reminder that the people that turned in Anne Frank were following the law, while the people that hit her were breaking it. That means that the law is not a moral compass. Anyway, thank you.
Guys, if you are likening anything that's happening right now to what happened to Anne Frank, I'm gonna need you to turn your phone off. I'm gonna need you to delete your social media, and I'm gonna need you to just sit and self-reflect for just a little while. And I have to ask the question, how many takes do you think that took for her to film that video and put it out there? And then she had to throw on captions, overlay this sort of like revolutionary rock song to give it this energy as if she's doing something and calling out the law and saying, you know, we are gonna depose oppose and defend and all this sort of crazy stuff that's happening right now. Meanwhile, she will probably do nothing. And even if you did something, trust, you are not Anne Frank. You are not the family that hid Anne Frank. You are somebody who is actively allowing people to break the law by entering this country illegally. And as of right now, what's happening with deportations is they are prioritizing criminals. We're talking drug traffickers, human traffickers, sex offenders, killers, thieves. So what are you accomplishing? You're not saving Anne Frank. Anyways, let's move on to another video with this hashtag.
Next time you hear someone say they agree with Donald Trump rolling back all DEI efforts, ask them what it stands for.
It stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Say, what does DEI stand for? I had this exact conversation just a few days ago with someone, and they were going on and on about how much they hate DEI and how, you know, someone in their industry, a woman, has a much higher up position than this particular person did, and it was a DEI hire and all this other stuff. I said, what does DEI stand for? I don't know. You don't know what DEI stands for, but you're bitching about it? DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Inclusion. Oh my God. Horrible. Horrible inclusion. A little inclusion. Horrible. What we teach our kids. Horrible stuff. Horrible stuff, all you God-loving people. God forbid we teach inclusion. But seriously, though, say, what does it mean? What does it stand for? Because they don't even know. And you know what it stands for? It stands for white, Christian, straight men being terrified that people are more qualified than them. And
Ooh, I'm not white. I am not Christian. I am straight. So I don't know if that disqualifies me in this one. But I am also not a man. I would love to hear what she has to say about that. And when they go, it's just inclusion, it's just diversity, we don't even need to say it's just equity, because we all know equity is wrong and should never be something that we're fighting to accomplish in this country. But no, these are beautiful words that are painted on top of segregation. That's essentially what it is. Segregation, discrimination, and preferential treatment. And I know if you're a watcher of this channel, and I'm seeing you right now, hello, you know what DEI means. So whatever trick this is not going to catch this audience.
And they're actually gonna have to work harder to now get the jobs. They're gonna have to work harder to prove that they deserve the job. You know what this person who was complaining about this woman being a DEI hire missed the entire point? She's way more qualified. Way more qualified. That's why she got the job. Not because she's a woman, because she's way more qualified than you, you small white man. That's why. That's why, you dumbasses. Guys, just do a Google. Just learn what DEI stands for before we start complaining about it. And then also just try harder. Work harder. White men don't deserve everything. White, straight, Christian men don't just deserve everything.
Oof, so loud and so wrong. It's just unbelievable. And I don't need to unpack everything she's just said here. We've done it many a time. So much my face has turned blue explaining everything wrong with diversity, equity, and inclusion. But it is this sort of like uppity, liberal, not even liberal, leftist energy that has put us in the situation that we're currently in with DEI. And if you truly looked into it, it is not that somebody who's overqualified is being put in these positions. It is people being pedestalized based on superficial identity characteristics that have nothing to do with their performance and nothing to do with their qualifications. And if she's so upset that people are being labeled as diversity, equity, and inclusion hires, maybe we take out the element that allows for that judgment, which is the diversity, equity, and inclusion, and judge people based on their own merit rather than taking into account their race, gender, sexuality, or any of these other superficial identity characteristics. So get back to me on that. But for sure, we know what DEI means. So if this is going to be your primary argument for defending yourself and your support of diversity, equity, and inclusion, you better try a new one. Next, Cute Winter Boots. Okay, well, if you did get to see any of those book titles, she's essentially giving her Winter Boots book haul, which is full of books about fascism, communism. There were a couple in there from Fidel Castro. I know that the Cubans who have fled and are now here in the United States are going to love that she's suggesting that. Those are the books that she is offering and telling people to read if they want to get on this cute winter boots trend. You know, I struggle to assess how dedicated these people actually are to this ideology, or if it's just like smoking in the 90s, you know, it makes you look cool, so you sort of take it on as part of your little avatar, and you have all these books from Fidel Castro or Karl Marx or Mao Zedong, and you carry them around and you make cute TikTok videos with your aesthetic filter with rock music playing over it because you're a revolutionary who's stuck in 2025 under the Trump administration, and it just makes you feel cool. And I have a feeling it's more the latter than it is the former, that you're actually dedicated to this ideology, that you're a true revolutionary who's carrying the torch of Fidel Castro, and you're going to bring that sort of ideology to the United States. They may vote in that direction, they may speak in that direction, but how much work are these individuals actually doing beyond just like cute posing with their communist books on the internet? And don't get me wrong, I understand the looming threat that this ideology poses if people actually take it up and start moving these words and these trendy TikTok videos to action. So that's why we're discussing this and talking about it. But I also feel this feeling of just sitting back and knowing that these people are gonna do jack. For like half of these people, the video before their revolutionary post is them complaining about doom scrolling in their bed and rotting. So are you really motivated enough to even get out of bed, let alone start a revolution in this country? I'm gonna go even further and make a very bold claim. And, you know, I apologize in advance if this offends you. I think this Trump administration is giving a lot of these people's lives meaning. I don't know what they would be doing if Kamala Harris was now president, because they'd have nothing to post about, they'd have no cute revolutionary aesthetic to take on, they'd have nothing to complain and cry about, and they wouldn't have these oppression characteristics that they get to carry around with them at any given moment and complain about all the time. This has fueled these people and given them a sort of passion project that for most of them is going nowhere, but makes them feel like they've accomplished something. So I guess you can say thank you to Donald Trump for giving you something to do all day. And I see it because I wasn't. I knew what I was attributing meaning to when I was a raging leftist, and it was the feeling of being oppressed. Now, if you alleviate that feeling, what do these people have? I don't know. What did I have? I don't know. I sort of had to sit, twiddle my thumbs, and go on a new journey, and here we are. The hard truth is, if you took the narrative of oppression from many of these people, they'd have nothing left. So much of their identity is encased in this idea. So much of their friendships, their relationships, their social media presence, the work that they're doing, what they're studying in school is completely centered around the idea that they are oppressed or that they need to fight for marginalized communities. Simultaneously, they are doing little to nothing for these communities. But your TikTok went viral and got 300,000 likes, so that's cool. There seems to always be this trend and pattern with leftist ideology where they push for this very radical idea, and it has very radical negative impacts on society. We watched it with Black Lives Matter. You were gonna do such great things for Black people, and you were gonna defund the police, and we were gonna start saying people's names. Meanwhile, the organization stole millions of dollars. The relationship between police and citizens is completely deteriorated, and you accomplished nothing for Black people. We see it with the movement on gender, where we want to allow people to live their authentic lives and kids know themselves. Meanwhile, children are being mutilated. We've destroyed the definitions of men and women, and we're leaving thousands of people just completely confused on the basis of their gender. You guys want to be tolerant and judgment-free and allow everybody to lead their lives, while simultaneously you've become the most intolerant group of people that we've seen yet. You're stoking fears about authoritarianism and corporate overreach while simultaneously being authoritarian and working alongside corporations in order to be that. And I don't even know if this hashtag CuteWinterBoots thing is even a big enough example to compare with the ones I just utilized. In a lot of ways, I feel like this is probably going to go nowhere. But nonetheless, this is happening right now online. I don't know if this is meant to be super secretive, as it's pretty much out there for the entire world to see, so I don't know how underground revolution that really is, or if that's even the goal at this point, but that is the hashtag CuteWinterBoots trend, I guess, explained for you guys. I think we'll continue to see this hashtag used for discussions about immigration and DEI and gender and everything else that pops up under this current administration. But we'll see if CuteWinterBoots actually becomes anything in the real world. And speaking of the real world, let's start living in it, because I'm going through this hashtag and listening to what some people think is happening in America, and it's not what's happening here whatsoever. This hashtag is taking root in Europe now. now, and people are sharing what they believe to be true information about the United States and this current administration, and it's not true by any means. So please, if you're going to get into this, at least be truthful. And guys, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on the hashtag CuteWinterBoots thing that's happening right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you seen this trend taking place? If so, what information were you witnessing, and how are people responding to it in the comments? As always, if you like this video, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a video for you guys, which is every day. And if you disagree with anything I said in this video, duke it out, but do so respectfully. We encourage healthy debate on this channel. And with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.